According to Matthew chapter 5, verses 38 to 42, Jesus said, "You've heard that it was said, eye for eye and tooth for tooth. But I tell you, do not resist an evil person. If anyone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to them the other cheek also. And if anyone wants to sue you and take your shirt, hand over your coat as well. If anyone forces you to go 1 mile, go with them 2 miles. Give to the other who asks you, and do not turn away from the one who wants to borrow from you." The old law directed judges to give out penalties that were the same as the offense. For instance, if someone hurt your eye, then the judge would require a penalty for that someone's eye to be hurt. One possible reason for this law was to prevent someone from retaliating or getting revenge that was way more than necessary. Someone might have killed someone for hurting their eye, for example. An eye for an eye was a law that tried to prevent a society from getting out of control, where people retaliated for an offense, and then the other person got revenge for that, and on it might go. Jesus tells us something that is very different. Jesus says for us to not resist an evil person. What does this mean? Jesus gives us 3 examples of an evil person inflicting harm on you. First, a slap to the face. Second, stealing your things. Third, forcing you to work. In all 3 cases, Jesus tells us to submit to the slap, give your things, and work. But that's not all. Submit to the slap and offer yourself to the evil person to be slapped again. Give the things the evil person demands of you, and then offer more of your things. Work as forced and work even more. We are to deal with evil with submission and then some. This is a very hard lesson, but the focus should not be on our external actions, but on our internal state of the heart. If we are offering our other cheek to be slapped again, but with gritted teeth and with hearts that are boiling with anger, then I don't think we are doing what Jesus is asking us to do here. What is the full meaning of what Jesus is telling us to do when he tells us to not resist an evil person? What is Jesus' definition of not resisting an evil person? The answer is love, a form of love. Love even when we are slapped. Love even when our things are stolen. Love even when we are forced to do work. This is exactly what Jesus did toward the end of his ministry on earth. Jesus did not resist when he was physically insulted. Jesus did not resist when his clothes were taken. Jesus did not resist when he was forced to bear the cross. In 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 7, it says, "Love bears all things, endures all things." For the follower of Jesus who submits to evil in love, he is free. He is free from getting angry at being slapped or insulted. He is at peace, for he not only freely receives the insults, the stealing, the work, but gives freely. He resists and breaks free from the temptation of going down to the level of the evil person. If we really want to be one with God, we cannot be so angry at evil or be so filled with revenge. Jesus shows us the best way to deal with an evil person, and that is to not resist at all. In Romans chapter 12, verse 21, it says, "Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good." Meeting evil with love is how we overcome evil with good. This is humanly impossible. This is only possible when we have the heart of Jesus. Only when our hearts are transformed by the power of the Holy Spirit are we able to overcome evil with good and bear evil with love, just as Jesus did.